Okay, we're back. We had a little camera breakdown there, but we'll pick up where we take off. While I was fiddling with the camera, we did find out that this original manual, it seems to have been copied right there from Olympia-Express, original manual. So, HTTP. Anyway, there's eBay for you, you know.
That's what it's for.
That's true. It's a manual. Manual's a manual. Okay, where was I? Now, we had a little camera breakdown, as I said, and this is a very casual concept that we're working on. There will be things that go wrong, and there will be things that go wrong with your rebuild too. So here we're back here marveling at the grody-looking area around these things. 1974 element and a 1976 machine, and so I want to check the element, which I was running up the ohms on that, just checking that out, and now I'm 13.2, so last time it was 12.2, so there's something going on in here, which might not be good. Okay, now this is an important part. You want to descale this thing, so you're going to have to turn it on. It might leak. You're going to have to take the boiler off anyway to get the asbestos off. You're going to have to soak it in water anyway to get the asbestos off. So you're going to have to take the boiler this off anyway. Let's just see. So you're not going to descale it right away. If you go from the element to a metal part, it's shorted.
And you can tell that because of the readings.
Yeah, I'm getting a reading. Let's go to the frame. Yeah, heating element to frame. There it goes, 14.
That could give you a charge in the
I'll
morning.
give you a charge.
With your
Let's go heating element to lever, okay? Heating element to lever. Hey, we're okay here. Oops, zap. That'll wake you up in the morning. Okay, so there is a short circuit, likely in the heating element. Thankfully, we can usually fix those. So we got a short, we got scale, we got a little bit of case to repair, we've got asbestos to remove. At least it's nice to know where we stand. So
and the lady that this belongs to is real excited about her new Cremina.
She's going to get a new Cremina when all is said and done. Well, everything's
She'll
fixable.
get a functioning one.
Everything is fixable. That's the nice thing about Olympia-Cremina, is that everything is fixable. So I start out we know we're going to have to take that boiler off. So I go ahead and as I said, this is an early style knob that has the visible screw to the front or through the top. You take that out, put it with your parts. Square shaft, but this is okay. Now I go ahead and I take the wand off.
You can see there's some chrome loss on the wand as well.
Yeah, a little brass showing. This is, once again, people tighten these things way too tight. It's 15 millimeter wrench. Okay, so this comes off.
And the new steam ones for the 2011 machine will fit the old ones?
Yeah, they'll fit the old ones, but see, this is not too bad. It's not heavily damaged there.
Oh, that's good.
See that ring? That's from Tighten It So Darn Tight.
Hold it still for a second.
See the scar?
Oh, yeah.
That's where the cap goes in. It's a compression that goes into that. So we set that aside. Let me go ahead and take that off. This is the retention, the steam valve retention. Once again, this is another 17 millimeter. That hadn't been off for a while. These brass parts, you use this as a tool. I generally put the brass parts, if they're dirty, use that as a tool to back this out. I put those in citric acid and it shines them up real nice. That's kind of grody. Okay, the salient issue is down in here. That is just really hard. The screw is buried down in there. You see, you're going to get dirty doing this. But we'll set all of these things aside, these parts aside, and we'll leave that alone. Now, when it comes to taking the group off, the easiest thing to do is to loosen these two nuts on the machine. There goes the 15 cap. Lift the lever up a little bit if you can so you don't scratch it. On this one, there's your 17 jam nut. Okay, and as you've noticed, see, this has not been buggered with. A lot of times, some technicians, some shops will grind that shoulder off. But it has a nice hard shoulder on it, so it makes a good set. And once again, that's a little rough. Now, this has got the old snapping turtles on it. You see these things? You get a good look at that, Barb? Can you see it? It's a... Okay, here, let me get a little flashlight and shine on that. That shine it up any? You see, this doesn't have regular snap rings that has a little hole. This has, there's like two jaws that face each other. This was on the early machines, and it's also on the current machines, except the chrome. And look at that, there's rust on that pin. See the rust back behind that, so hopefully it's not stuck. Okay, these are kind of tricky to get off, and it's best when you're going to remove these clips. You get a lot more coordination if you do this on the bench. If you try to remove those clips on the machine, it's clumsy, and you can scratch around here. Especially these are really tricky clips. These little, they almost look like a bird beak, and so it's best to take those off on the bench, unless you've got some excellent
Motor skills and tools.
Vision,
yes.
Vision, and well, it's a lot has to do with your snap ring pliers. Now, if everything is as tight, oh gee, that's as loose as a goose. I was ready to strain on that one. It's falling out. Okay, let's go ahead and take this group out. Thankfully, stainless steel. Some of these have plain steel bolts, and those can just be, I didn't look under there. I hope this doesn't have plain steel bolts, but it would be a good learning experience. Boy, those are loose. What happens is the seal gets baked flat. This would have leaked. There would have been water coming out, all the steam coming out all over the place. So you just lift this out. That's kind of black and nasty looking. All right. There, believe it or not, that is the seal, which is now flat. You get a probe, something, you just dive into it. Oh man. Okay, now you can take your, where the hell's my skill knife? I opened the box with it, now I lost it.
You can't say hell, we're recording.
What do you mean hell? Okay, well, if you have rebuilt as many of these, there, I got it. Let's just put it this way. You might say more than hell down the road.
I probably would.
Especially if it's got plain steel boiler bolts. Okay, I'm going to put all my scraps in here. I like to save my old parts just in case. Alright, let me get the rest of that. Where'd it go? Where's the rest of that out of there? See, this is just like nothing. Alright, this is a 10 millimeter. I have never seen one of these that doesn't come off. It makes it a lot easier to work with. It's a 10 millimeter. Take the siphon tube off. You throw this in some citric acid, that's going to look a lot better. Right now it's kind of grungy. But we'll do that later. Now, I don't know how my time is on this particular one.
9 minutes and 30 seconds.
Oh, 9 minutes. See, hard as a rock here. You use your, I still like these little mini snap ring pliers. You might have to file them down to get a nice sharp point, but I get in here and get the light good. Go down on that little alligator square as you can. Get inside it, and you open it up just enough and lift. So you don't spring it. Lift and separate. There's one. It'll just, believe me, it's a lot easier to do when you got it here on a flat surface. You can see it. You're not going to slip. Whoop. These are hard, these guys. But they are original equipment, and they're kind of attractive in a weird way. Let me try the other side. See, once again, if I had a little notch on these pliers, let me get the back one off. Just be steady, stay square, squeeze and up. Okay, now let's hope this isn't rusted in place. Alright, I got a nylon hammer here. Wrong way. I'm not, there's the rear one. Kind of dirty, but it's not rusted. There's the bushing. Just check to see if it's not really worn.
That's good.
Tool steel. It's a good thing. Won't have to replace that. I'll put that with my other parts. Excuse me, Barb. Okay, now we got a situation. Alright, well it's loose, so that's something. Look at that rust. Alright, what I'm going to do, I usually use, I just put a drop of oil on that, on this side. Drive it back in. Drive it out. Get the oil worked in. Squeak. Okay, time for the wood stick. Now that you have it started, you just kind of, you put these things in a vise or something like that, you really risk damaging it. So you, bigger wood stick, popsicle stick or something. Got a wood stick shortage here. Shorten that up. You just kind of hate to risk marking it, because what marks get put on it are generally there forever. Now this is great. Let me throw some more oil. As I said, this is totally unscripted situation. I don't know what I'm going to get into. At some point, oh, that one flew off. How handy that is. Just
self-removing pins.
Self-removing pins. Well, they think of everything there in Switzerland. So now I can take this off either way. I'm going to put some more oil on it. It has a tendency, it's generally stuck.
Lube is such a good thing, isn't it?
Well, yeah. They have a tendency to stick in the rod. Well, I'm going to have to get medieval here at some point. You don't want to grab it with a tool. Okay. That's that. It's going to be... that's better. A little more power, but look at that. That's just really rusted. But these aren't bad. The yoke's in pretty good condition. It's not really enlarged. That's going to need to be cleaned. Excuse me again, Barb. Put that over with my parts. Now,
1410.
1410. All right, we just got enough time to finish this. At least get this part. Pound down on the piston. That knocks off.
Wow.
All right, that's going to go in the Joe-Glow.
Oh boy.
This gets pushed out the rest of the way. Thankfully, it's not stuck. There's another grody part. Goes the Joe-Glow. Let's see. See if I can find, see it, look in here.
1437.
1437, see, there's our lines. There's some scale. There's the pin down, the clip down there in the bottom. So we'll do just a little more on the next one.